how we grow our food, educate our children, empower our youth, and power our economy, and make governance more accountable.
But the president didn't dwell on statistics. He said his address is a story of progress and possibilities.
My address, however, is not about reciting figures. It is a story of progress and possibility.
His remarks sparked applause from ruling party MPs, but some opposition MPs questioned his claims, calling for proof of the progress he cited. The ceremony carried the usual pomp, but underneath the tradition, it also struck a tone of democracy at play, a reminder that democracy is alive. The president laid out plans to address economic pressures and global challenges. Whether these plans can deliver, results remains to be seen. The president's speech now sets the tone for legislative debate in the weeks ahead, with the big five game changers under the spotlight once again. Emmanuel Samoa, SLBC.
Well, it's now time for segments, beginning with the international news. Welcome to the international news. I am Aminata Fufana. Motorists over 70 could be banned from the roads if they fail compulsory eye test under a radical shake-up of driving laws in Great Britain. The plans also include reducing the drink driving limits in both England and Wales to be in line with Scotland's and giving people points on their license for not wearing a seatbelt. The move comes after an inquest into 4 deaths caused by drivers with failing eyesight saw a crooner called the UK's license system that exists in Europe. The changes are unexpected to be included in a new road safety strategy set to be published by the government in the autumn, with ministers believing that the current safety messaging is not working. The UN's Human Rights Office has condemned a targeted Israeli attack that killed 6 journalists in Gaza, calling it a grave breach of international humanitarian law. 5 Al Jazeera journalists, including prominent correspondent Anas al-Sharif, were killed in an Israeli airstrike on Sunday night, alongside a 6th freelance journalist. The Israeli military said it had targeted Sharif, alleging he had served as the head of a terrorist cell in Hamas. Media rights groups and countries, including Qatar, have condemned the attack. Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer's spokesman said the UK government is gravely concerned and called for an independent investigation. The Committee to Protect Journalists said it was appalled by the attack and Israel had failed to provide evidence to back up its allegations against him. At least 45 Malian soldiers, including 2 generals, were arrested over the weekend for attempts to destabilize the institutions in the Sahel country. Among those arrested was General Abbas Dembele, a former governor of the Central Mopti region, who is popular within army ranks. Soldiers arrested Dembele early Sunday morning on the outskirts of the capital Bamako without explaining the reasons for his apprehension. And the death of a 1-month-old baby girl who was the victim of female genital mutilation (FGM) in the Gambia has sparked widespread outrage. The baby was rushed into a hospital in the capital Banjul after she developed severe bleeding but was pronounced dead on arrival. Although an autopsy is still being conducted to establish the cause of her death, many people have linked it to FGM, a female circumcision, a cultural practice outlawed in the West African states. 2 women have been arrested for their alleged involvement in the baby's, police said. FGM has been outlawed in the Gambia since 2015, with fines and jail terms of up to 3 years for perpetrators and life sentences if a girl dies as a result. However, there have only been 2 prosecutions and 1 conviction in 2023. That is the international news. Thanks for watching.
Well, away from our international news, let's join our business desk.
Hello and welcome to Business Update, the segment that brings you the insight in business and its contributions towards positively impacting the economy. I'm Dennis Fraser. Today we shall look at the state opening speech by His Excellency the President at the third session of Parliament and what are some of the prospects for business people in the country. Now, during the state opening of Parliament, the President informed members of Parliament that strong measures were in place to lower the cost of essentials like rice, fuel and foreign exchange. In that light, Slbc's Henrietta Corker visited Congo Market in Freetown to assess the impact of such strong measures. And here is what the business team puts together.
In the market, traders and buyers alike confirmed slight reduction in prices of rice and fuel. However, they said the effects of the measures highlighted by the president are yet to be felt. Pose Koroma, who is a trader at Congo Market, stated that despite the government's pronouncement, prices of goods in the markets remain high and continue to strain their businesses. She explained that she recently spent over 30 loans in local dry rice and attributed the situation to the absence of price control mechanisms.
For me, price control is the issue. Without price control, any reduction at the top won't reflect in the market. The government must act if it truly wants to ease the suffering of us, the ordinary citizens.
Another trader, Binti Koroma, acknowledged the slight drop in transport fares, but stressed that the change is minimal and offer little relief. She added that while the price of rice has decreased marginally, it remains beyond the reach of many low-income earners.
If the common man cannot afford goods or services despite some reduction in the prices, then such an act is not a reduction. So I am calling on the government to do the price reduction that will enable the average person to afford the basic things of life. Stronger measures are necessary to make this reduction meaningful.
Some man have 50,000 and they get for chop money, and then they do nothing. So we make Papa government, they look into that. Sorry for we will not get.
As market stalls continue to display high price tags, traders and consumers alike are calling for swift and decisive government action to ensure that reductions in commodity prices are not just policy statements, but practical realities in the lives of Sierra Leoneans.
Many thanks to Henrietta Corker and the business team for putting that report together, and that's all we have in this edition of Business Updates. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Away from business, let's join our entertainment desk for some latest updates.
Hello and welcome to the exciting entertainment news with me, Abdul Mansari. In this edition of entertainment news, Famous received Slema Award for 2025 Best Music, Artist and Album of the Year. And of course, Davido West's Trauma in Miami. Finally, we'll bring you updates on Bibi Niger's eviction. Now, Famous, one of Sierra Leone's sensational artists, received the Sierra Leone Music Award Slema 2025 in the USA. The iconic artist triumphed in 3 major categories: Best Music, Artist and Album, all for his powerful album One Life. His album One Life has been turning heads since its launch, released in early 2024. The 23-track body of work hit 1 million plays on Audiomack within its first month, underscoring its impact and popularity. The triple win highlights both artistic excellence, Best Artist, Best Music, and the strength of his body of work, Best Album.
feel am. You meet up woman where you let piano, yalam. And if you let the man na for keep am, want them more. The food where you feel for it na for eat am, eat am. That fine la pan where you let na for buy am, and tie am. And if you baby love you got to love am, love am. But if you love them all now, you not for left am, want them more. Cause nobody know what you do matter all. So every day, every life turn old. A fasting enjoyment stay gold.
That was indeed a great song put together by Famous. And Davido, otherwise called Obio, has officially done his white wedding with his bride Choma in Miami, United States, over the weekend. The stunning celebration attracted Nigerian billionaires like Aliko Dangote, Bokura Saraki, and even Davido's father, Adedeji Adeleke, to grace the ceremony. The internet was flooded with the couple's pictures, as fans and well-wishers joined in the celebration by sending congratulatory messages. Adekule Gold, Stoneboy, among others, gave an outstanding performance at the wedding party. Wow, their performances are really good and top-notch. And finally, Dabnoski became the first to be evicted in the Big Brother Naija Season 10. He tried his best to stay in the house but was not good enough. Moreover, Ebi Fubara has become the second housemate to be evicted out of the Big Brother Naija Season 10. She did up her game in the last 2 weeks, but Sunday marked the end of her journey in the house. We bid you farewell, Ebi Fubara and Dabnoski, who will definitely miss you in the house. Well, that's all we have in this edition of Entertainment News, and I've been your presenter, Abdul Mansari. Bye-bye.
Many thanks to our Entertainment Desk. And now for our final segment, let's join our Sports Desk.
Hello and welcome to the Sporting Updates that brings you the very best in sports. And by the way, my name is Abdul Kabir. And a disappointing defeat for Ramke in the ongoing WAFU Women's African Champions League qualifiers against Berehuleng from the Gambia. An exciting opportunity for them to grab their first win against Sierra Leone's Ramke. Here is the update. Berehuleng FC secured a vital 1-0 victory against Ramke FC in the WAFU A Women's Champions League qualifiers, thanks to a decisive goal from the standout player of the match, Sarah Jaju. The tightly contested match saw both teams fiercely battle for control, but it was the Gambian side that ultimately found the breakthrough. Sarah Jaju, who was later named Woman of the Match for a brilliant performance, scored the game's only goal, securing a crucial 3 points for Berehuleng.
I'm proud to win the game today. I did not thought that we are going to win the game, but during our performance, by the grace of God, we win it. For Sierra Leone's Ramke, the result is a disappointing one on match day 3 of the campaign. Despite a strong effort and several attempts, they were unable to utilize their chances. The win places Berehuleng in a strong position as they continue their quest for a spot in the Champions League. Meanwhile, Ramke will have to regroup and refocus quickly as they prepare for their upcoming fixture in the competition. The WAFU A tournament continues to showcase intense competition as teams fight for regional glory and a chance to advance to the next stage of the competition. In the international scene, Eastern Lions and Bantal FC are gearing up for the CAF Champions League and the Confederation Cup respectively. For Bantal FC, they will face Afia
of Guinea. First timers, Bantal FC, they will be hoping to have a decent run in the CAF Confederation Cup. For Eastern Lions, they return to the CAF Champions League after some time. But for the Killers, they open that they will ignite a fresh start to this year's competition. And that ends your update. Thank you so much for your time.
Many thanks to our sports desk. Now to end the news, the main points again. For the first time since the launch of the Special Care Baby Unit Initiative in 2017, Sierra Leone has achieved a national average survival rate of 90% for babies admitted to SCBUs, surpassing the long-standing national target and signaling a major breakthrough in neonatal care. There has been a rapid reduction in the number of mpox cases, leaving the country in single digits for the past 3 days in the month of August. The Deputy Executive Director, National Public Health Agency, says they have adjusted strategy to ensure no mpox hospitalizations before the end of August. And in Freetown's Congo Town community, residents are battling with flash floods following hours of downpour. Blocked drainage systems and pothole-ridden streets have left the area in crisis. Well, that's how we wrap up this morning edition of News Hour from the Slbc. I am Esther Susanette Bassi. Thanks for watching. Continue to stay glued.
Here's how to send money overseas using AfriMoney and BNB. Dial *161#. Select option 1. Go to option 6 for overseas money. Press 1 for BNB. You'll see the list of countries you can send to. Enter receiver's full name. Enter the receiver's phone number. Enter the amount you want to send. Enter your PIN to confirm. You will receive an SMS confirming your transaction. Terms and conditions applied.
We get them every day. Today is Tuesday, the 12th day of August 2025. Good morning and welcome to our breakfast show. Good morning, Sierra Leone. This is a show that starts your day with news, analysis, and different views of national concern. I am your presenter, Emmanuel Samoa. Well, I start with the quote of the day. The quote of the day is from the former South African statesman, Nelson Mandela, and it says, "There can be no keener revelation of a society's soul than the way in which it treats its children." Keep that in mind. Coming up, we continue with discussions on the President's speech at the state opening of the third session of the 6th Parliament of the Second Republic of Sierra Leone, with the education sector as the main focus.